Divers say the cave looks like a James Bond movie set now, with lights and wires and pipes, oxygen canister stations and heavy traffic of divers, Navy SEALs and rescue workers moving to and fro. Conditions now appropriate for evacuation, the provincial governor said today. Decent weather and continuous pumping have significantly lowered water levels down below. Some diving will still be necessary for the boys deep in their chamber. The escape of last resort, though, is still very much Plan A. Even in the darkness, the desperate search continued for a sinkhole in the mountain high above. These men dropped onto the ridge by chopper, but no viable chimney linking the cavern to the mountaintop's been found. Today, Frogman Diver Mail brought anxious mums and dads the first letters from their sons. On pages ripped from a notebook, they wrote of their homesickness, cracked jokes, told their parents not to worry, and fantasized about fried chicken. The 25-year-old assistant coach wrote to the parents too. "I sincerely apologize," he said. "I'll take care of your boys." That's him, top left, with his Wild Boars football team. The parents wrote a letter absolving him of guilt. Chanin Wimbunrungrung, who everyone calls Titan, wrote to his parents too. His father entered his 11-year-old's bedroom today for the first time in 2 weeks. Titan had said he was fine and couldn't wait to get to KFC. His dad recalled the day he disappeared.
I wasn't able to contact him, so I tried to reach him again at about 6 or 7 p.m, but I couldn't. By 11 p.m, I knew they were trapped. For me, now I feel much better than during the early days of the search. I was so stressed out, being worried how we could live in the dark and damp cave. I'm still worried about how we could get him out safely.
Nitipat Patanapat, better known as P, has 3 of his best friends stuck in the cave. He has written and composed a song for his classmates. It's his greatest wish right now they should hear it. His friends, known by their nicknames, are Turn and Note, both 14, and Nick, who's 15. Turn and Nick are pranksters, P says. Note, more serious, but brilliant at football. This is Turn in his Real Madrid shirt, filmed yesterday, although P says his favourite team is Liverpool. He called his song Hope in the Darkness. Are you cold? It goes. Just hold on. Hang on to each other's hands and don't let go.
I
wrote it to encourage everyone in the cave, not just the boys, but all the rescue teams too. Everyone in the school knows our boys are safe now in the cave. We feel relieved by this. We are still worried. We hope they'll get out soon.
You must be strong, he sings, but don't give up. Everyone is with you.
All right, so let's look at this situation now. The task of getting the group out here, that's the entrance, will not be easy, as we heard Saksa there. So what are some of the challenges that, rescuers face? Well, details on this Tham Luang cave complex, they're scant, but what we do know that it's one of the country's longest at 10 kilometers long. The 12 boys and their coach, they entered the cave on the 23rd of June. It was dry at the time, making it relatively straightforward track in. And soon after they entered, heavy rains started to fall, flooding the cave complex, blocking off the entrance and leaving the boys trapped inside. Rescue efforts began shortly afterwards when they were reported missing. The search and rescue teams, aided by cave diving experts, have been working round the clock, and they want to try and get the water level low enough so the group could possibly walk out. Over 128 million litres of water have already been pumped out, but the floodwaters, they're not receding fast enough. So what's being considered now is, as Success said, they're getting the group to dive out. But this poses major risks. First thing, the flow of water is very strong in some parts. It's also muddy, meaning visibility is practically zero. The confined space That's also an issue because, some areas, it's so narrow that divers themselves, they had to take their tanks off to squeeze through. Most of these young boys don't know how to swim, let alone dive. Rescue teams are now giving them crash courses, as we heard there. A static rope, which is already in place, should help. It can guide each boy and his rescue diver out. Alternatively, rescue divers can position themselves along the route, passing the boys in relay style. And they're also likely to position oxygen tanks at regular intervals to ensure enough air supply. Still, the entire ordeal is expected to take 3 hours or more for each boy. In previous cave rescues, drilling has been used as a way to get people out. But, in this situation, that might take too long. The group is stranded about 1 kilometer below the top of the mountain, and rescue teams are also searching for other ways into the cave. But it's a race against time. Rain is forecast to begin as early as tomorrow, and the deluge could very well jeopardize efforts and leave rescuers back at square one.